Hey Scorpio, this is wishkotheferret. Thanks for hopping into the ferret den where we're keeping things warm and we're keeping things cozy. Today we have a reading for you from March 20th to the 26th. Before we get started, I do have a few things to share. First and foremost, always I'm starting off my readings a lot with this one, but Patreon is launching late March, early April. So if you like my style, if you think I'm cool, go ahead, like it, subscribe, and that way you don't miss content from me. Also, you don't miss updates on that. Secondly, a huge thing happening. March 21st is the Aries new moon. It coincides with the spring equinox, so very, very excellent for manifesting, riding high on like new manifestation energy. It just feels like fresh start, because not only is it Aries at the start of the zodiac, it is a new moon meant for starting creations, as well as the spring equinox, which is introducing springtime, introducing when things sprout, seedlings sprout, things come to life. So go to your favorite astrologer, look at those forecasts and see how you can capitalize on those energies and how you can gain the most from this cycle for you. And with that being said, I did my prayer before coming into this reading for a change, but I will, for the benefit of you as I shuffle, say to drop into your heart space. As always, let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you, which messages are for others. The truth should be uplifting and powerful for you. So take those truths that really fit in with your style and with what you feel is your highest outcome moving forward. Okay. You got some magic to work with here, Scorpio. White Raven Spirit says, trust in the magic. There's a magic here of needing to be present. Spirit is saying that there's like a miracle of the now, or there's something here in the now. There's something about needing to recognize the abundance with you now and trusting that whatever magic is to happen with you, that it's going to happen in the near future, but it's something like you need to embrace the magic of the now. There's something here about that present. So trusting in this magic of now, White Raven Spirit is visiting you to tell you this. So you have the Buffalo Spirit here as well. The abundant universe will provide. So again, this is kind of what I feel like the White Raven and the Buffalo Spirit are kind of coming through at the same time here. And they're kind of echoing each other's messages of trusting this present moment and trusting that you will be provided for, that you will be satisfied, that you will lead a happy and fulfilling life. But the treasures await you, Spirit says. But there's something not to look forward to, but something like a mindset that you need to gear yourself towards, because that will help unlock further abundance for you and further things. Actually fully stepping into your calling, stepping into the things that you want, really embracing this path set before you, because I feel like there is a resistance here. There is a need to be bold, to be fearless and bold with the Badger Spirit, but he came out in reverse. So here's what he looks like upright, but I'm going to read the protection message. Usually when it comes out reversed, and I don't shuffle these cards to get reverse. So I will be pulling from the book for protection messages in terms of for the Badger Spirit. When Badger Spirit comes to protect you, he reminds you that anger or aggression, argumentative behavior, and being pushy or manipulative will not result in a positive outcome. Perhaps someone close to you has excess Badger energy, or perhaps that energy is pent up in you. Either way, now is the time to calm down and allow the energy to pass through you. Go for a hike or a brisk walk, shake it off, or dance it out so you can return to the situation determined and committed, but not so intense that you overwhelm others and yourself. The appearance of the badger spirit also serves as a reminder if you have been relentlessly pursuing something that keeps eluding you. The message is that it's time to surrender it up to your higher power and focus on something else. Badger spirit wants to protect you from self-will run rampant, from being obsessed with getting what you want in the form you prefer in timing that fits perfectly with your notions of what has to be. Remember, the world doesn't revolve around your wants. Better, more beautiful opportunities will be the result when you release some of that badger spirit intensity, along with your need to have it your way 100%. So I feel like that message fully encapsulates the need to stay present as well, and to there is something here about dusting it off. Perhaps that phrase was echoing, like, perhaps that phrase was already said in the book, but I got that, I felt that phrase a little bit before, like, coming to your reading and before settling down too, so I feel the need to mention that there is something here that needs to be dusted off. Some icky feeling that does need to be brushed away. Your astrology dice rolled Saturn, Capricorn, and the 5th house. There is, again, I feel like you've been consistently working with the Saturn coming up. That is the energy of discipline. You've been bringing a lot of discipline, and you've been coming through in a very hard-working way. The sign of Capricorn is very grounded, thinking that, and perhaps, again, I got a similar message in one of the other zodiac signs, but there's this notion of success, that maybe you feel that success is unattainable unless you work your ass off, basically. And Spirit is saying to relax that a little bit, because there's a need to balance it out with some fun. It's playing out in your 5th house. It's affecting your 5th house, but I don't feel like it's affecting your 5th house in a good way. I feel like it's kind of non-existent here. So again, kind of what the book recommended, kind of what the message recommended, going out for a hike, or even indulging in a lot of like playful habits, or like stepping away from like the intensity of the pursuit of your dreams for a while, just so that you can recalibrate and calculate where you're going next, I think is what Spirit is trying to say. I gotta learn to not put the light there, because I typically tend to look this way when I'm feeling the energy from Spirit, and the light's like sitting right there. So I'm like going blind. Sorry, guys. But yes, the badger spirit is just coming through to protect you. He's not like scolding you at all. This is just Spirit saying, like, Spirit's assuring me that you're picking up what I'm putting down, whoever this message is for. But I just want to be clear. Like, I just want to be clear that Spirit is like being very gentle when they're coming through with this message. They want you to experience, like, you're going to experience these things either way, but they want you to experience it in a better light. They want things to be easy for you, or easier for you. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. You have the full moon in Pisces for your Moonology card. And I feel like this is a time for you where it's almost like they're saying, like, resist the urge to lean into too much of one or the other. So there is a tendency to I just feel like some of you need to fill up your spiritual cup a little bit. I feel like there's a tendency with this energy. It feels like it's like a lack of balance here. I do feel like things are kind of out of balance a little bit, because you're maybe working too hard and you're not playing enough. And there's something here about maybe some of you have a spiritual goal, but you're working incredibly hard for it. Some of you are working very hard at your job, or you're working very hard to, like, maybe like you have a side hustle that you dream of having a full-time gig in, or something here about, like, you're dreaming of something better for yourself that you've been working really hard for. For some of you, I hear it's a promotion as well, but it feels like Spirit saying, like, get practical about it. And, relax, because it'll happen. Like, it's really up to divine timing when it's going to happen. Spirit appreciates and understands and loves that you're putting in the work. It's just, you're really intense about it. You're really, like, you're really, I wouldn't say some of you might have, like, carry, like, a little bit of an obsessive energy, or an intense energy, or an intense focus. But it's almost like you're blindly moving forward and you're not paying attention to other things that matter. So there is the mouse spirit didn't come out here, but I feel like there is a mouse spirit nearby that is whispering that it's time to tend to some of the smaller things to make sure that you are keeping up with balance. Conclusions are within reach, full moon and eclipse. So whatever this is that you're angry or upset about, or you need to cool off from, or maybe, like, there's something here about equality, or there's a need, there's, like, something here where you don't, like, you've been made to feel like you are not on equal standing with somebody else for some reason or another. And conclusions are coming at you fast, is what Spirit is saying. So conclusions are within reach with the full moon and eclipse, but I feel like the situation will be brought to an end. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be peaceful or rocky. Like, Spirit's not really giving me that information because it kind of feels like from the collective energy, it could be a mix of many different things depending on who you are. So I don't want to go into too much detail about it. But I feel like that whatever it is that is like a divine timing, like Spirit's kind of running around doing the work up there to try to organize things to where things are going to play out how they play out, and that it just ends quickly so you could just move on and be done with the energy. Because they want you to focus on other things. They want you to focus on your playtime. They want you to focus on your imagination. Just, I feel very much like playing... Guys, I literally was about to say playing with your inner child, and literally the Six of Cups came up. That's exactly what it is. Oh my goodness. Oh, shut the front door. Okay, so with the Six of Cups, I feel like, again, going into your soft, playful side. So being a child again is like energy that I feel like Spirit really wants you to embrace right now. That's sitting in the current energies. I also feel like this is just a gift or a blessing that's being given to you this week, or a gift or a blessing that's been given at this time. But the current energy here is wanting to do a little play. I'm hearing something about a play fight. I don't know if maybe you wrestled with someone when you were younger, and maybe you're just kind of play wrestling. I don't know if you like, because sometimes people wrestle with their dogs, and people wrestle with like their kids, or their, like, you know, I know like my sisters and I used to wrestle, and sometimes we'll be like in a little play fight or something. So indulging in little like things that seem silly, but it seems silly, but it's just fun. So maybe doing something like that is something that might happen or is calling for you to do this week. You also have King of Cups, so you do have, like, I do see you mellowing out your emotions this week. I mean, like, again, even though the Badger Spirit is coming through as a protective spirit and saying you need to cool off, I feel like you're actually somebody who is very calm in the heart space. Even though rough waters, like, this energy is yours to seize. So there are rough waters around you at the present moment. You see how the King of Cups is surrounded by all of these, like, crazy waters, and he's just kind of sitting there holding his cup and his scepter or staff or whatever, and he's just gazing off very calmly because he knows that the storm will pass. He knows that all of the whirlpools that he's surrounded by, like in divine timing, they will all relax, and he will be able to cross the river whenever he wants, but he is just sitting right now. He's waiting for it. This too shall pass is what I'm getting here. Oh, some potential challenges here. Some of you are having trouble waiting for the right one. So the Knight of Swords came out first, and then the Two of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune came out next together. And I'll explain the importance of that pair in a second. I'm getting a ringing in my ear, and trust me, I'm getting there. So the Knight of Swords here says that you are having trouble holding your tongue here. It's because it's in a challenging position. Some of you could have trouble like being impulsive with your words, but not clearly or accurately speaking your truth because you are caught up in that moment of wanting to go too fast, stand up for yourself right away. Some of you, I feel like for some of you, it's a little bit of an impulsive thing, like you're rushing forward, and there's like, because it's like the challenge part of that card is like being too cutting or biting with your words. And for others, I feel like for some of you, I feel like when you rush and you say something like that, or when you say the words that you want to say, sometimes it doesn't reveal how we truly feel. We're not articulating things sometimes because our emotions cloud our judgment. For some of you, it could be the trouble of standing up for yourself. For some of you, like you've been treated unequally and you did not stand up for yourself. There's two different kinds of energies that I'm feeling with it. And I feel like, you know, really stepping forward and calling forth your authentic voice and your authentic power and calling in spirit to help guide you with the situation and help connect you with your intuition so you know what words to say in the moment. Saying things in the moment is hard, guys. I'm the type of person that, like, I mean, I understand this energy very well, Scorpio, where, like, I walk into a room and, like, you know, something happens or whatever, and, like, so, you know, someone's being very unfair or rude to me, and then I'm just like, okay, because, like, the immediate reaction is, like, I'm very good with my words up front, but I also want to disengage because I'm busy doing something else, or I'm usually, like, sometimes it's a work situation. Over the past few years, I've done this where it's, like, sometimes it's a work situation, or sometimes I'm like, it's not worth it, and then later I'm like, I came up with the perfect comeback because I was sitting there stewing about it and thinking about it, and I was like, if only I said that. And I feel like that's also, like, part of the challenge here. Interestingly enough, you also have for challenges this week, this feels like something separate, but for some of you, this could be a challenge with somebody that you're dating. If not, this feels like a separate thing. For a lot of you, this does feel like a separate kind of energy because it came out separately. You have the Two of Cups and you have the Wheel of Fortune, so trust that if you are looking for love at this time, it is heavily dependent on divine timing. your goals in love will be met, or your goals, there's something about your goals will be reached in terms of like finding a significant other for some of you. I mean, if that's not the pond that you're swimming in, that's totally fine. This message just doesn't have to be for you then. This could be also, if it's not love, then it's a deeper connection with yourself, and it's like working through your shadow side or working on yourself to work through these different shadow aspects of yourself so that you can feel more at peace. But for those of you who are looking for love, or who are looking for some sort of peace with an individual or significant other, maybe I want to backtrack, because Spirit's like, that might not be it. No, I'm feeling kind of an ambivalence towards this energy, like what I just said. So I feel like this is only like for a select few of you. I don't want to speak words upon a current relationship and give you hope that that it could work, because I mean, that's totally up to you, and that's totally up to your path. It just tells me that this is like for singles out there, or who are looking for love, or people who are just looking for new and fresh love. Doesn't matter what type of relationship you're in, whether it's monogamous or poly or whatever. If you're looking for a new relationship, this is something that's going to, like, somebody's, like, there are people coming across in your path. You might actually meet this person, but this is also reassurance from Spirit this week that there will be somebody coming in the near future. But for some of you, it's also just putting in the work. If you're feeling inspired this time, I do feel like this is the energy that's coming in. If you feel inspired, it might be a challenge for you to put yourself out there. I don't want to say that this person's just going to walk into your life. Sometimes they do, but because it's in a challenging position, it's almost like you're having trouble believing that. You're having trouble trusting that Spirit's going to send you somebody that's a good fit, or you're having trouble trusting that you can make peace with your whole self by yourself. And they're saying that really trust the divine flow of things, and that you will find a partner, or like they're saying significant other. Okay, never mind. This is specifically for a significant other. But the Spirit is specifically wants to talk to people who are looking for a significant other, and they are saying that you will, it's another thing of the Wheel of Fortune is whatever energy you put out is the energy you're going to get back. So I really do feel like if you're having trouble putting yourself out there, you're going to have trouble meeting someone. And if you feel lonely at this time, and you feel like you're never going to find somebody, it's almost like Spirit just whispered to me, I don't feel like I'm enough. And Spirit wants you to understand that at any point in your journey, it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey, because we're all on a journey, but you might not feel like enough, like you're enough as a person, because I haven't done this shadow work. I haven't reached my goal. I haven't reached my dream job. I don't have all this money. I don't have this house or this car or whatever that I want. Spirit is saying that this person that's coming in, like, things need to be aligned on their end just as much as they need to be aligned in yours. So it's options. You have options, but Spirit really wants you. It's almost like, so like you also feel pressure to do a good job. And you don't necessarily need to worry about that, because the right person is going to love you in all of your different forms and all of your shades of gray, is what Spirit is telling me. So it's very hard. I think like what is challenging right now, or what you could potentially work on this week, is working on the mindset so that you can welcome in this Spirit union, so that you can welcome in these potential divine partners for you. Because I feel like there's something here, like kind of like, I don't want to say correcting, but if you're like trying to transmute this energy and really try to heal those wounds, and maybe because you got the Six of Cups, I feel like it is some inner child healing, but really trying to fix those wounds in relation to love, and view yourself as worthy enough, as complete, and as like recognizing your strength and your ability to be with another person. Some of you don't feel good enough for the other person, or some of you don't feel good enough for another partner. So really working on that, and really focusing on that this week, and working on changing your mindset, or starting to change your mindset. Maybe that's something you've been working on. It's in challenging position, but I feel like you can do it, Scorpio. Really make sure that you feel worthy, and get to a space where you feel worthy of love, so you can welcome that in. What's going to make your life easier and move the way forward here is we have the Seven of Wands here. So defending yourself when necessary. Honestly, it's a skill. It's a skill. It really is. Standing up for yourself. People are afraid of confrontation. We don't get models like that in the world sometimes. At least in my culture, conflict avoidance is pretty heavy in my culture. So I feel like this is just learning when to stand up for yourself and knowing which energies to fight. That's what you're learning. Because, like, some things, yes, are, like, you know, maybe the greater piece is, like, in terms of, like, what is for the greater good or what is going to promote the most peace right now is stepping down and moving back and saying, not worth my time and energy. I'm never seeing them again, or I'm not dealing with this again, or that was just one specific situation. But there are some situations in which we are disrespected again and again to where we have to stand up and say something. So you're learning what words to say. You are learning the right ways to stand up for yourself. And it's going to look different for everybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be with your words. It could be actions do speak louder than words for some people. I feel like, I mean, if you have the gift of articulation and you have, like, sometimes some people can't be affected by words. Some people don't even, like, listen. They don't listen, but their actions, like other people's actions, is enough for them to stop and go, oh, but you're doing the thing. Like, you're doing the thing. And they realize they don't have as much power over you as they thought. Or they realize that, oh, snap, that person is worth more than I gave them credit for. So, that being said, the next one is the Four of Wands. So what's going to make your life easier is actually being happy in your current state. Again, staying present right now. So, like, the Four of Wands is happy home, happy family, happy life type of thing. So, but this is quite literally just being comfortable in your home space, being comfortable with where you're at, being comfortable with where you're at on your journey. I don't know if that's like I don't think that's definitely not like the official, like, you know, it's not the official, like, traditional meaning, but intuitively this is what's coming through, is being comfortable in the present, that regardless of how big or small these wands seem to be, it doesn't really matter if the wands are larger than are actually, if the wands are small, like, are these large wands or are these small people? Large wands and small people, or are, like, the wands just closer and then the people just farther away? So with Four of Wands, there's always, like, a perception issue or something, but what's going to make your life easier is understanding that that doesn't matter and just being comfortable in that space and loving what you have and just acknowledging the abundance there. And then rebirth will knock on your door. You have the Death card. So this is an opportunity to transform. This is an opportunity to transcend. This is an opportunity to go beyond the restrictions that you've placed for yourself, and you are transforming and rebirthing into something new. You are closing old doors to the person that you were, and you are stepping into a stronger path for yourself that'll lead to a brighter future for you, is kind of what's coming through with the Death card. With that, Scorpio, I'm going to roll the angel dice for you to see if we have any lasting messages that they want to send you away with. 207. I'm going to pull from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. Okay, the magic you need is within you. I'm going to say it one more time. The magic you need is within you. So you don't need to look outside for anything else. Spirit works through you. Magic works through you. Again, trust in the magic. So the magic, if you're sitting here, like, literally with the white raven spirit, it's almost like some of you, I feel like, had the question of, oh, like, it's like trust in the magic, and you're viewing the magic as all out here, but you're not viewing the magic from within. So I don't know, I think that was a really nice way to circle back around and close out the reading. So thank you, Scorpio, for being here. Thank you for allowing me to connect with your energy, and of course thank you to your spiritual team and my spirit team and all of the angel guides who have assisted, and also, like, mad props to my dragons. Like, I have connect with dragon energies to, like, help protect my space, and I just want to say that I've been doing some of that today because I felt called. We're approaching the new moon, so I want to, like, give a big thank you to, like, all of those energies that have been helping me, just clear all of the ick and help deliver these types of messages to you. I really love lifting and empowering, and I hope that you got what you needed from this message. I love you, and I'll see you next time.